Hey guys, how's everybody doing? It's Billy. This time coming at you with another vinyl update, a short vinyl update here, pretty small stack of records. Um, Picked up first. I want to start off with a couple things here. This is the Megadeth Warheads on Foreheads 35th anniversary box set. It's 35 songs. Covering 35 years or celebrating 35 years of Megadeth. I wanted to give a shout out to Darcy over at Darcy Six Strings Nine Lives for showing this. I was completely unaware this was available or being made available for a pre-sale until Darcy had shown his copy. Went ahead and was fortunate enough to be able to score one at a decent price. I know you guys probably aren't accustomed to me just jumping right in and showing records. I usually shoot the breeze for a little bit. Let me dig this out of here. It's a really great box set. I mean, would you really call it a box set? It comes in a cardboard, a heavy, thick sleeve. But 4 LPs, 35 songs, like I said. Really nice packaging on these with the inner sleeves. I went ahead and it was just the cardboard sleeves with really not a whole lot of protection. That's kind of cool there, the Vic Rattlehead. But not a whole lot of protection on the records themselves. Just the hard cardboard sleeves. So I went ahead and put the poly-lined sleeves in there. So it is a little bit thicker than it was when I got it from the factory. So it fits in the cardboard outer cardboard sleeve pretty snugly. Also comes with a booklet with some pretty cool pictures. I won't bore you with all the details, but lyrics and gosh, it's hard to get through, but there you go. You get an idea. It's a really cool package, and it sounds great. These are all hand-picked by Dave, from my understanding. Let's go through real quick. Here's the song list. So LP1 has Rattlehead, Killing Is My Business, and The Conjuring on side 1. Side 2, also Wake Up Dead. Side 2, Devil's Island, Good Morning Black Friday, and Set the World Afire. So that is LP1. I almost forgot Mechanics is on there as well. So LP2, In My Darkest Hour, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, Hangar 18, Tornado of Souls. Side 2 of Disc 2 is Rust in Peace, Polaris, Five Magics, Take No Prisoners, Skin of My Teeth, and Angry Again, which I was glad to see Angry Again on here included. I wish they had put 99 Ways to Die on here, because that was one that hasn't been made available on LP. While I was really happy with Angry Again, and overall happy with the song selection overall. There may have been one or two I probably would have left off and put a couple others on. But let's move on to LP3, Symphony of Destruction, Sweating Bullets, Atulamon, Train of Consequences, and Reckoning Day. Then side B of LP3 is Trust, She-Wolf, Wanderlust, and Dread and the Fugitive Mind. Love that song, by the way. LP4, Side A, Blackmail the Universe, Washington is Next, Head Crusher, Public Enemy #1, and Kingmaker. And then Side B of LP4, The Threat is Real, Poisonous Shadows, Death from Within, and Dystopia. So a really good hand-picked track list by Dave. There were a couple that I was maybe a little bit disappointed in. The mixes that they chose, I think, off the top of my head, the ones that really stood out to me were the mixes for the songs from Countdown to Extinction. I believe they're the 2004 mixes. And when you've heard a song, heard an album, and heard songs for so many years a certain way, you kind of expect to hear them that way, I guess. It's not that they're bad; they're just a little bit different. It's not that I dislike them. I just probably enjoy or a little bit more used to the other versions, but they still sounded great. And some of this stuff, it is the first time it is widely available on vinyl. So pick it up if you're a Megadeth fan. I highly recommend picking this up. Amazon, it's like 59. Well, I got it for 59, which I don't think they're 59 anymore. They're probably closer to 69 or 75 bucks. But it's really good good price, or a good product. So there you go. There's the Megadeth Warheads on Foreheads. That's something that I've had sitting around here for a few weeks. Just totally forgot to show it in my last vinyl update, so I wanted to grab it. I was sitting down getting ready to film this one. Already it was a small enough update, so I thought, well, let me throw that in there. So thanks again, Darcy, for that. That heads up on that. I'm so glad you showed that. That's one of the beautiful things about the vinyl community is seeing things that you may be a fan of. You just might not be aware. I mean, I'm a super huge fan of Megadeth. I just wasn't aware that was coming out. So it always works. It seems funny how that works out when guys show something that you pick up. There's another thing in here that one of my buddies shown that I was glad he did. I went ahead and picked it up. So you guys know I'm a country guy, and Brooks and Dunn reboot. So this is a tribute album, a Brooks and Dunn tribute album. Not necessarily done in the vein of most tribute albums. This is a tribute album with current country artists doing songs made popular by Brooks and Dunn, but with Brooks and Dunn, if you get it. So Brooks and Dunn, they're kind of duets. So basically, I picked this up on a kind of a hunch. I saw them perform their first single, Brand New Man, on one of the award shows here recently with Luke Combs, who you guys know if you saw any of my previous videos. Luke Combs, This One's For You, This One's For You Too, which is the bonus, has all the bonus tracks on it that weren't included on This One's For You, is was my country record of the year for last year. Great record. Phenomenal artist. Got a lot of that country sound, the real country sound that I like. While he is a little bit more modern, he's not overly crap like the rest of these modern country artists are. He's got a lot of country about him. So anyway, back to Brooks and Dunn. Saw Luke Combs perform with Brooks and Dunn on the awards show and thought, and it sounded great. Picked this up. A friend of mine said I should pick it up, and so I just streamed it through Apple Music, and I wasn't really expecting a whole lot, but was actually quite impressed and blown away by a couple things. So, real quick, we have "Brand New Man" by Luke Combs. "Ain't Nothing About You" with Brett Young, and I want to like Brett Young. I like his vocals. He's got a very soulful vocal, but I didn't like this version. I didn't care for that version. My Next Broken Heart with John Party, really good. Neon Moon with Casey Musgraves, blown away, absolutely blown away by this version of Neon Moon. Casey, you probably saw it in one of my last videos if you watched. I picked up her records. Two of them. So I have two of the three Casey Musgraves records, and they're great, by the way. I have listened to them both. Really enjoy them. I picked those up just because I heard her do this. So moving on here, Lost and Found with Tyler Booth. I am not familiar with Tyler Booth, but that's a great version of Lost and Found. Hardworking Man with the Brothers Osborne. Great, funky, really country, funky, swampy version of Hardworking Man. Really great. Dug that one. You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone, Ashley McBryde. I love Ashley McBryde, and this was a great version. My Maria with Thomas Rhett. I don't hate Thomas Rhett, but I got to tell you, My Maria is one of the hardest songs to do vocally, and Ronnie Dunn still smokes it. He even does some vocal uh, acrobatics that he did not do back in '94 or '95. Whenever they cut this song, of course it's a cover song, but Brooks and Dunn made it just took it through the roof. It was a super huge hit for Brooks and Dunn, and I thought Ronnie just killed it. Red Dirt Road. This is my surprise track of the album right here. Red Dirt Road, which is a great song in and of itself. Totally different version of this by an artist named Cody Johnson, who I've definitely got to dig more into. I'm not familiar with Cody or any of his work, but I'm definitely going to look into more of his stuff. This version is a stripped down acoustic type version of the song, which if you're familiar with the track Red Dirt Road, it's more of an upbeat song. This is more stripped down, laid back, and it definitely gave me a newfound appreciation for this song. Always loved the song, but now I love this version. And then there's, of course, Boot Scootin' Boogie. You can't have any Brooks and Dunn cover album without having Boot Scootin' Boogie on there. And that's with Midland. Excuse me. With Midland. And they're a group that a radio DJ friend of mine says I should really get into because they are all about the 90s. As a matter of fact, he says it looks like they went to sleep and just woke up. They went to sleep in the 90s and just woke up. Their sound, their look, their style, their attitude, everything is all 90s. So I'm going to actually look more into those guys. And then there's Mama Don't Get Dressed Up for Nothing with Lanco. I hated it. I hate Lanco. That's one that I would totally just, if I could take sandpaper and just get rid of that one track off here, I would do that. And then lastly here, this was one of the surprises of the record, the song Believe by Kane Brown. Just blew me away. I can't stand the sight, the look, the thought of Kane Brown, but I got to give credit where credit is due. Tip my cap to Kane Brown because he knocked that one out of the park. So this, if you like Brooks and Dunn and you're a fan of 90s country, get this record. You won't be sorry. It's really, really good. Brooks and Dunn Reboot, tribute to Brooks and Dunn. Then my buddy Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, was showing in one of his recent update videos. The Eagles, Hell Freezes Over, the new remaster or reissue. Well, it is a remix, remaster, reissue. Pressed in Germany, by the way. I gotta tell you, while it wasn't cheap, it wasn't overly expensive. You're talking like $32, $33 for a 2 LP set. Really, really well done. Audiophile pressing, made in Germany, so the quality is going to be the utmost quality, the highest level. When I open this up, guys, just by looking at it, seeing the way everything was, I know we're all used to getting records that are pressed here in the United States, and you open them up and they're dirty and dusty and fingerprinty and smudgy. This wasn't like this. This is how United States pressing plants take note. This is how records should be done. This is how they should come out straight from the factory. This record was black and beautiful. I mean, there wasn't a flaw on it, just pressed immaculately. And I put it on the turntable, and it sounds amazing. So kudos to the Eagles for having the foresight to send this thing to Germany and have it done the right way. Love this record. If you guys know anything about the Eagles and this live record, it is one of the best live records ever recorded. I think Brandon even touched on that. He's not a big fan of live recordings, and I'm really not either, although I don't mind them if they're done right. Just most of the time they're not. They sound like they were recorded in a Folgers can. But this is great. It's the Eagles at their best. I mean, it is amazing stuff right there. Glad to finally have that, because that album, the original pressing of that album goes for a couple $300 or more if you're fortunate enough to find one, and I guarantee you they don't sound as good as these. So I can probably mark that one off of my list now, because other than just collectability's sake, I don't really necessarily need it. So those were the first two things that I went. Actually, those were the only two things that I went to my new favorite record store, Trusty Chords Record Shop in Edwardsville, Illinois. I'm sure you guys are tired of me hyping up Trusty Chords, but you gotta talk about them. You know, if it's good or bad, and it's good. It's all good with Trusty Chords. So I went there to pick up those two things: the Brooks and Dunn and the Eagles. And as I walked in, this is a cool thing about Trusty Chords or any record store that you guys might have as a favorite. I walk in, and the owner, Colin, greeted me. We kind of talked a little bit, and just kind of making small talk. And he picks up this album, and he had it spinning in the background, and it kind of caught my ear. And he's like, "You ever heard of this here?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm really liking what I hear." And he's like, I picked it up and ordered it in. As a matter of fact, I brought in 2 copies because I know your tastes in music. So anyway, it's Chris Shiflett. Apparently, this is a West Coast town. Apparently, this guy's in the Foo Fighters. I have no idea. I don't keep up with the Foo Fighters or much of that kind of stuff. I do listen to all different sorts of things, but I will tell you this: he had it on, and we got through 2 songs, and I was like, sold. Hopefully, you ordered 2 copies of that, or I'm going to buy the one that you've just opened up and you're spinning. Absolutely love this. Brought it home, played it. It's already been spun twice. Produced by Dave Cobb. This thing came out in 2017. For some reason, I was thinking it was a new album just because I wasn't aware of it. I got news for you, Billy. Just because you haven't heard of something doesn't necessarily mean it's not new, or that it has to be new. Anyway, Chris Shiflett, West Coast town. Great alternative country. I mean, I hate to use that term, alt country, but it's really what it is. It's country. It's loaded with steel guitar. It's got some dobro. It's got twangy acoustic guitar, twangy honky vocals, and really good friggin' songs. It's great. I mean, Sticks and Stones. The Girl's Already Gone, Blow Out the Candles, West Coast Town was great. There wasn't a bad song on here. There's even a little bit of punk on here, which is really, really cool. I'm Still Drunk. There's a bonus track that you can only get. It's available on vinyl. It's only available on vinyl. Still Better Days, or no, Am I Still Your Man, which is the last track. Anyway, this is produced by Dave Cobb, and as I was looking through the credits, my buddy and the guy that produced both of my records while I was in town, Michael Webb, was a session player on this, and he plays on tons of great Dave Cobb stuff. So this is a killer record. Word is he's got a new record that they're working on that will be out anytime soon. So if you guys are fans of country, alt country, that twangy country underground type sound, pick this up. Give this a listen. It is great. And then last but not least, guys, while I was walking around, I'm a sucker for German pressings, Japanese pressings, and mobile fidelity pressings. It's some things, you just certain records you have to have the best quality made out there, and this is one of those. The Band, such a great record. You see these sell online for upwards of $50-$60, and brand new in the store, he had this for $44. So I was like, I can't even buy it online for that. So I went ahead and snagged it. Did I need it? No. But am I going to love it? Absolutely. So there you have it. The Band, such a great classic record. And that I haven't spun this one yet, but I'm sure it's going to be one of those that I'm going to enjoy. I hope it sounds as good as that Eagles record does, because mobile fidelity has that reputation, that top-notch sound. I know it's not one of the higher end MoFis, but it still should be impressive nonetheless. So guys, right at 20 minutes, I said this was going to be a short update. Good thing I only had 5 things to show, huh? Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Peace.